Hey guys, welcome to the Q&A session for assignment number 5, and today we'll quickly see what doubts are there for the completion of assignment number 5, and then we'll just glance through the worksheet and see what we can do to help you in completing your assignment. So let me just go through the questions first. Then we will discuss about the worksheet. And I know a lot of you have questions like, hey, my particular website is different and the video I want to make on is different. So how do I put it on my website? So I'll tell you in short how it's done when we discuss the assignment worksheet. But if you want to see a demo, if there is time at the end, I'll also show you the demo. So is it necessary to write? So that's just 18 questions. That's it. So what we'll do is first we'll go through the worksheet because most of the questions will get answered. And if there are any additional, then we will go back to Slido. So let me know if that sounds good. If that sounds good, you can just give me a quick GTG in the chat box. And we'll get started. Awesome. So whoever is here, I want your complete participation because that is how I will also get my energy for this session with you. And this is going to be a really interesting and assignment in which you will be able to break through, because here you have to make a video and it's going to be just awesome. So let's get started, guys. Before we begin, see the entire overview, the main tasks, if I have to tell you, are just deciding your topic, making an outline on what you would like to write about that topic. With the same outline, just go ahead and make a video. So that's precisely what you have to do for the top 2 questions. But let's have a look at them one by one right now. So create an outline for your blog post using a mind map. Now after that, once you make a mind map, right, you can share the screenshot or you can share the link. So how do you proceed with this is pretty simple. That first things first, you decide your topic, right? Now, how many of you have decided your topics? Just type in your topic in the chat box. So I will also be showing you a sample and the topic for, so I want you to be precise. I mean, how else will you draw the outline, right? You don't have to answer this in the worksheet. I'm just trying to, break down the steps for you. So whatever niche you decide, obviously, yes, in that only. So say, for example, I take a topic like the hidden power of a customer avatar. So that is my topic. So before I begin, I will just decide that. So I can see importance of reading, different types of travelers. Exactly. So just keep your topic in mind. And after that, just the way, right, in the assignment number 2, we learned about different things on how can you write a good piece of content. Keeping that structure in mind, just try to shortlist the different topics, I mean the subtopics, which you want to include in your particular blog post. So basically what you ideally have to do is, let me just quickly open a mind map over here. Let me just grab that quickly, because ideally you also have to just make a mind map for yourself. Let me just get that. Give me 1 second. Yeah. So basically this is your first step. Okay, just hold on. Yeah, let me share the other screen. Yep. So basically, once you decide your topic, so it's not necessary that it is related to your website. It's okay if you want to go and experiment, but the second question has to be related to the first question. So that similarity is important. So now say, for example, you decide your topic and then you can go ahead and write it here. So say we discussed on the hidden, right? So after you decide your topic, what you have to do is you just have to list down the subtopics you will cover in the video which you will be making, or in the blog post that you will be writing. Now, ideally, you are looking at the blog post, but I mean, if you're making it for the blog post, you can talk about the same thing as well, right? So it's like with one task, you're hitting two arrows. Now, you don't have to write a blog post, but creating this outline is important. So are you guys clear till here that, in this particular assignment, you have to create an outline if you were to go ahead and publish this as a blog post? But since you're already making an outline, you will be using this exact outline to go ahead and create your video as well, because why not, right? So right now I am using, yes, Akshay, that's absolutely right. Don't have to write a blog. You just have to decide the outline. So how many of you are clear with what you even have to do with the first question? Brilliant. Can I know from the others also so that we can proceed fast? Awesome. Great. So what you can do is you can just list down the topics that you have in mind. Say that, you will write about who is this for, what is a customer avatar, why do you need it? And if you want to, talk about the different benefits which are there, you can also further elaborate more on this. Say, to increase efficiency of marketing efforts, or to get higher ROI, to do targeted marketing. So say, you'll be elaborating on these topics. Just go ahead and mention these. If you want to talk about, I mean, how it is, like in a physical shop, you directly have customers, but when you're working online, you have to figure out your customer avatar, where all you need it, and how do you get started, because you want to give them an action point. So you can go ahead, decide all the subtopics, and then take a screenshot and you can paste it in your assignment. So that is one thing which you can do. The second thing which you can also do, so if you just do this much, it is enough. But if you want to break it down further for yourself, so this is only for your reference, okay? This is not compulsory. So this is one approach you can take, and I'm just trying to give you a different approach here. Say that you also go ahead and to make it easier for yourself, because if you just think, it will be so confusing. But if you get started with first breaking it down into three parts, and then you start breaking down the topics under each thing. So now instead of just coming down with who is this for, what is a customer avatar, you put it under intro. Then you think what will come under the body, and then you go ahead and you elaborate on that. Okay, and you can see that this just becomes more structured. Then you also mention something like conclusion, and within conclusion, say that you want to give a summary, you want to add some action points, and you want to give like a call to action. So in that case, you will take a screenshot of this entire thing and add it. So even this is correct, and even this is correct. Okay, and let me know if this is clear. We will get to the tools, but let me know if you have understood exactly what you're supposed to do. Are we good to go? Now, is it all crystal clear for you? Great. Awesome. Perfect. Perfect. So now let's go back to the worksheet so that I can show you what, how. So everything that is there in blue, right, is basically additional information which I have added. So only if you want to read a summary, you can read this. Otherwise, in your worksheet, this will not be there. So basically, once you have done all that, just come back here and add a screenshot. Now, talking about the tools, right? The tool I am using is MindNote. It is only for Mac. So I have made a summary for you over here, wherein you can see that what is available for Mac, what is available for Windows, and what is free and what is paid. So everything else, you have a free version. For Simple Mind, it is directly a paid version. You can see that, I mean, I've never tried Simple Mind, but I was just doing some research, and it seemed like only on Android and iOS mobile you have the free version. So I didn't get a chance to try it out, but if you are keen on exploring, you can check this out. Otherwise, for Windows, Xmind is good. I have heard even MindMeister is good. If you're using a MacBook, I would say go ahead with MindNote. So if you use MindMeister, what you can do is instead of the screenshot, you can also share the link of your mind map. It gives you a sharing option. So it's very simple. Just go ahead, explore these tools, and you'll be able to create a mind map. So are we clear on the, so yeah, somebody says that MindMeister is good. You don't have to give any rights. Just make sure you share the viewable link, Newton. Yes, you just have to write about one topic. Anybody would like to suggest any other tools which you have used so that you can also help other people? Let me know in the chat box. Otherwise, we'll go ahead. Yes, Xmind is there. So I also added the links here so that you can just click here and go to the links. So it's easier for you to, just find them also. Great. So topic, it's up to you, whatever you would like to take, but the best approach is to do it for your niche because it actually also becomes a piece of content for your website. Like that's the whole idea. So now let's move to the second question, video content creation. Now you have to, create a video. Now, let me add something here. Now, as we are talking, I get an idea so that it becomes a summary for you. Types of videos which you can make, right? So what are the types of videos you can make? Let me know. What can you think of? I have three options summarized in mind. I want to hear from you. What are the kinds of videos you can make specifically for this assignment where, we have mentioned that you have to use your voice and slide decks, at least, even if you are not comfortable, showing your face on video. So somebody says you can have a video like a presentation. Yes, that's right. Yes, presentation with voice. Second type is, where you screencast and you explain, right? Absolutely. What are the other ways in which you can do it? Yes, exactly. Or you can, so basically you can either just share a presentation or, you can, and basically, yeah, share your presentation and speak. But when you do that, you can either keep your camera on or you can keep it off. Screencast means just sharing your screen and recording it. Yes, so it has to be your voice. That's right. And no, English is not compulsory, guys. Any language is fine. So let me summarize it for you. Types of videos. Okay, number one is only where you are speaking. Okay, so that is this video which I have made on, customer avatar. I'm not sure if I can give you examples for all, but I'll try. So this is the first type of video where you just talk. Okay, only where only you are speaking. Okay, are you clear on the first type of video? And if you want, I'll just quickly show you. It's like just a small glimpse. And basically, the time limit is just 3 minutes. So minimum 3 minutes is compulsory for you. So maybe I can just, I mean, it's pretty clear. So I'll just mention them. So just to show you for reference. So you can see it's just me talking, right? That is the first form of video. The second type of video is where you share your screen as well as speak. Now in this, you have two options. You can be visible, basically keep your camera also on, just the way I am talking on this Zoom meeting. That is one type. Or second is you can choose to not be visible, right? So keep your camera off and only talk, okay? And in this now, when you share your screen, you can basically, what can you share, okay? So that's actually a subtopic. And I mean, let me add it here. So as you share your screen, what can you share? So right now I'm sharing this Google Doc, but when you are recording it, you can share, a set of slides or a mind map. That's it, right? Because the video which you are making is for this particular outline. So basically, if I had to do it, this is the one which would be correct. Say the YouTube video which I showed you, where only I am talking, or maybe, I just shared this mind map and I also either kept my video on or I kept it off and I discuss and explain the different topics, or I go ahead, make, different slides and I share my screen and I speak. How you will do it, I will explain it to you, but let me know if you have understood what kind of videos are acceptable for your assignment. Let me know in the chat box, please. Crystal clear, says Pooja. Awesome. Yes, Raminder, it's compulsory to embed the videos on your blog. Let me know, guys. Can I hear it from the rest of the people also? So, no, I will suggest an alternative for that, Rajiv. Don't worry. I will tell you how to do it. So, yes, Anupama, the content which you will be talking about needs to be from the mind map. How you share it is up to you. Just showing yourself, sharing your mind map and speaking, making a full, different sets of slides and making it like a professional video. It's totally up to you. Yes. So, Kritika, if that's what your blog talks about, then yes, you can do it. Right. So now let's talk about the tools which you can use. And in your assignment, when you have to share the URL of your video, you will just share the YouTube link basically, and you can keep it as an unlisted video. Now, the second thing is that you have to share the URL of your blog post where you have gone ahead and embedded the video. But before we go ahead and see how to embed it, let me tell you how can you make the video which you have posted here. So if you're just talking on camera, you don't need any tools, but I recommend that you use Krisp. So just tell me quickly, what do you think about the sound quality which you have when you attend the webinars with me? Do you think the sound is really clear and good? And it's like, wow, there's hardly any background noise. How many of you think that? Yeah. How, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate the sound quality of, the device which I use? Okay, wow. I can just see nines and tens, right? And what if I told you you can also have this kind of clarity, even though you have, the sound of cars honking or, the sound of your fan? How many of you want the solution for that? Because when you're making a video, that's very, very important. And what if I tell you you can get it for free also? Who's happy to get this? Let me know. Yeah, like, isn't this like a package of all the, like, the best sound assistance that you need, right? Great. So my solution is exactly what I use. That is my secret. I'm revealing it to you for you over here. No problem whatsoever. So I use Krisp. And what is Krisp, if you ask me? It is basically a noise reduction tool, okay? And what happens is, if you just sign up for the free plan, it will give you 120 minutes of noise reduction for each week. That means anytime you're making, like, say for example, if I do this webinar and it is 1.5 hours long, so 90 minutes of my Krisp free usage will go away. And if you're just, so ideally, if you're just starting out, 2 hours per week of noise reduction is enough for you. So anytime you actually choose Krisp as the microphone and you're recording a video, your minutes start counting. But if you go for the pro plan, it gives you unlimited hours of noise reduction. Do you guys want unlimited noise reduction? Let me know who wants it without paying a single rupee. Like, if you want 2 hours, you can just go get it, no problem. And what if I say not just one of you, but all of you can get it, right? It's a good thing, right? And I mean, come on, when you're making videos, start using it. When you're attending Zoom conferences, now the good part is, even when somebody else is talking, if they don't have a good background noise, Krisp works two ways. It also has a Krisp speaker where the noise which comes also is refined. So that's how advanced Crisp is, but you don't need to worry about it right now. So basically, how you can get the pro plan is, by signing up via a referral link. So what happens is, if I share my referral link with you, you get 1 month of unlimited use. But you will be like, hey, that, and I will get 2 months. So you're like, acha, this is why you were talking about Crisp, because now you, that means me, will get 2 months and you will just get 1 month. Yeah. But my answer is no, that's not my intention. What I want you to do is, I don't want you to sign up directly, but I just want one of you to, sign up with my link, because only then will you get 1 month of Crisp usage. Because for me, it's already been shared so much that I have it. I don't even know for how many years now. So I really don't need it right now. So what I would suggest you guys do is, just 2 3 of you sign up with my link, so that you first of all get it for 1 month, and then you guys share your referral links with each other on the Telegram group. I mean, don't spam, just write it nicely, and just make sure everybody signs up with different referral links, because we are a community here, right? And that way it is a win-win for you and for the intern you refer it to. But if you guys directly sign up, you lose out on that 1 month. So why should anybody sign up directly? So only for the few people, to get you guys started, just 1 or 2 if you want, sign up with my link, and after that start sharing your link. Cool? Does that sound good? Perfect, no? Happy? Who's happy? Yeah. So great. Now if you want to watch how to use Crisp, I will share a video which I had made. I've already added the link here. So if you want to, get started, you can go here and watch it. And if anybody wants to sign up right now, let me see where the link is. So I didn't keep it handy. Maybe by the end, I'll just share the link with you. That time, some of you sign up and then start sharing your links, not mine. So that's the number one tool which I want to tell you about, because it's amazing. Now, talking about screen recording, right? If you want to go ahead and share your video and record your video, how do you do it? So the first tool is Loom. Now, what Loom does is, it allows you to, basically share your screen, and it allows you to basically share your screen, and even turn your video on, turn your video off. And just the way I am talking now, you can also do it. All these things are pretty simple. And to, not, yes, with photo on bubble, says Shraddha. I think you're Dr. Shraddha, no? So yeah, I mean, that's what Loom does. It gives you like okay, great, nice. It's nice to know that I'm starting to remember names. It feels good. Nice. Yes, because I have not started sharing yet. 1 second. So you can see, once you sign up for Loom, this is how it will look. And if you just click on new video, you can start either just, sharing your screen. Let me turn off this camera. Otherwise, this will get messed up. Think too late. 1 second. So basically here is, okay, so the interface has just changed. So basically, you can go here and choose if you just want to show your screen. Yeah. So basically, if you see the video, the interface is a little different. But if you just want to share your screen, okay, you just want to show the PPT and you don't want to show your face, then you go here and you choose screen only. If you want to show both, here instead of K, it will show your face. And while you are recording, you can move this anywhere. And if you just want to speak on camera, you can do this. Now, if you want to use Crisp, right, here instead of default, you have to, after you sign up for Crisp, okay, first you sign up for Crisp. That's why I showed it to you first. And after that, whatever video tool you are using, say you are using Loom, make sure in your mic settings you use Crisp, okay? And now your voice will get refined. If you don't choose Crisp, it will not work. You have to manually choose it every time. Yes, Debashish, sure, go ahead, no problem, I'll be sharing it. Right now, after this is done, you can just record your video, and once it's done, basically you will be having it here, and then you can go ahead and download it, and you can edit it, and you can also upload it on YouTube, and you can share it with us. So yes, Loom is free, but it allows you to only save. So you can see these videos are saved on Loom, right? It allows you to save only 25 videos. If you want to save unlimited videos, then you can use Vidyard. I mean, it's very similar to Loom and everything works in the same way. Only difference is the number of videos which you can store over here. It is unlimited. So check it out, see which tools you like. I've been using Loom, so I like it. So how to share screen with camera on means if it will automatically, as soon as you start recording, it will tell you which screen to choose and which window to choose. So I have made a video on Loom also, and you can check it out for the other instructions on how it works and things like that. So you can watch it and you can see. So you can, no, just use Loom or you use Vidyard. Now somebody is asking how to use Crisp on Zoom also. Now, how many of you can see a mic button with a mute below on your Zoom, basically? I mean, right now you may not see it because you're on a webinar. I'm sorry. But if you ever basically, go to Zoom, okay, and you are the one who is actually organizing the meeting. So say you go to Zoom and you click on start new meeting, okay, and only you are there in the meeting. And once, as soon as you go there, you will be able to see a share screen option, start video option, a mic option. So in that mic option, there's a drop down arrow. So click on that arrow and it will say again select a microphone. So there again you just have to use Crisp. That's all. So are you guys clear on how you have to record your video and how to use Crisp along with recording that video? So this is a common issue. You can see that, my camera has become dull. So the reason this has happened is because, what happens is somewhere if you're using a tool, if you use another tool which uses your camera, somewhere, I don't know why, but it just affects. So that's what's happened. So I don't know, it's a bit dull and weird because I mean, before I could turn off the Loom camera, it already started. So yes, are we good to go, guys? Still here? You've understood how you have to make your video now? Yes, Subodh, you can do that. Okay, so Rahul says it's because of cookies. Not sure. Mayappan, use both as in I didn't get your question. Until then, everybody else let me know if you also learned a couple of new things and now you feel more equipped on how to make videos. So Deepak's Loom free account is free. And if you want unlimited video storage and a couple of other features, then the pro plan is paid. So I just want to give you a few quick suggestions on, yeah, Mayappan, you can use any of the tools, no problem. So now we spoke about Crisp, and yes, it will work on Google Meet also. You just have to see how you can choose Crisp as the speaker mic. That's all. Now, if you want to go ahead and add subtitles, you can check out a tool called Capwing. I've tried it a few times, not too extensively. It allows you to add subtitles, and basically, it's like with the free plan, I think for videos up to 5 minutes long, you can add subtitles. So anybody who wants to really level up, right, go and check these tools. If you want to just edit it, right, like you want to add some effects and you want to, add some text, you want to add some other images also, make your video really advanced. InShot is something which you can use on your mobile, and Filmora is something which you can use on your laptop. If you use Mac, then you can also use QuickTime Player, but I mean it will not allow you much of editing, just cutting and pasting. And if like, how many of you have wondered, okay, where to get the background noise, like, a good background noise, which is there? Otherwise, the video sounds really dull, right? Yes. So you can go to bensound.com. They have a couple of, free audio clips. You can choose them. And whenever you are editing it, say in InShot or on Filmora, you can add the sound from bensound.com. And talking about making the videos, just like Loom, if you don't like Loom or you don't like Zoom, you can use, Camtasia ScreenFlow. This is paid. OBS Studio, and somebody suggested Active Presenter and even QuickTime Player. So let me know, guys, are we now clear and good to go? I'll just grab some water. And oh yeah, Shiva says YouTube gallery is also good for, sound. That's right. Very true. How could I miss that? So I've just made like a short list here so that it can be helpful if you want to go ahead. So for background noise only, Kapil, you can check out the audios from here. You can download them and you can use it. Yes, absolutely. For video editing on Mac, even iMovies is amazing. So I'm just making this like a list of tools so it can just help in any future reference. Yes, Deepak, you can do that also. When you use these video editing tools, they'll give you an option on how to add background noise also. I'm not tried it, Preeti, so I'm not sure. So now so Newton, Capwing is a website basically. So after you have made the video, you can go here and then you can choose the subtitle. So it's a website. So after you have made the video on Filmora, you can do it. Great. So now basically, okay, so Harsh says epidemic sounds is also a good option. Just let's add that and let's move on. Great. So now that you have made your video, you have uploaded it on YouTube, and after you upload it, say you got this link. Now, what is the URL of the blog post which you have to share? So now what you have to do is you have to go to your website basically, go to posts, click on add new. Here you can, just add your title and things like that. And once you have done that, you just have to click on, the plus sign, search for YouTube. We have already copied the link, right? Let me show you how to get the link also. So say, I want to maybe just go ahead and embed this video or whatever, right? I mean, let's just take this and say I click on share, and then I will just copy this link. Then I've already added this YouTube thing here, right, for embedding. I'll just add that. I'll click on embed. And if I just, publish it right now, you'll see that the video has gotten embedded. So let's, just, I mean, I'm not doing it in depth. I'm just quickly doing it so that I can, show you how to get the link of the blog post. Now, once you post it, click on view post, take this link, and the post where you have embedded the video, you have to share that particular link. So I mean, yeah, last time I did it for, I mean, this customer avatar link is what we have done the video for. So just imagine that this is the same video which we uploaded, but after you upload, this is the link which you have to get and share over here. So let me know if you guys are clear. Now, how is anybody here using the classic editor on WordPress? Anybody? So that if you are, then I will show you how to embed it here also. So I can see some people are using it. So for here again, basically you go to posts, add new, and yeah, let it just happen. So basically, title, just add it. But to embed it, I'm just showing it. Click on add media. And once you are here, just go to, insert from URL, paste the YouTube link. Let me get it again. So let me get it again and just click on, insert into post, and you will see that it is visible. And again, go ahead, publish it. And once you do that, you will be able to also, get your permalink. Click on view post, take this and just paste it here. Okay. So are we clear? Now, a lot of you have this question that, hey, my website is professional. What do I do? Right? So, this is my solution to you. I have a couple of solutions. I'll just show you the simple ones. So, first of all, can you go on my website and can you find this particular post? I mean, if you obviously type the URL, you can find it, but just go to my website and see, can you find this post, which I have labeled as title, and I have entered the URL of Loom. Who can find it on my website? Yes, Sammy, you would need to do that. So go ahead and see if you can find this particular page. And in fact, if you see, my website doesn't even look like this, right? It has a completely different theme, right? Which means that I have also shared information which I don't want to show to other people. Now, how you do that is, so right now I have created something called, a sub folder or a sub directory as they call it. And I have installed another WordPress there called, kamnajain.com/tools. So this is where I have installed one more WordPress just so that, I was like, okay, let's also show the classic editor. So this and my main website are actually, not the same. So that is one thing which you can do. Basically install WordPress on a new subdirectory. And if you want to see how to do it, I will show it at the end. But if you want a quick solution that, hey, I don't want to publish this video on my website, what do I do? This is what you can do. Instead of a post, you can just go on pages. Okay, just listen to me carefully. Instead of a post, go ahead and add a page. Here you add your title, say, since we did it for customer avatar, say customer avatar. And over here, in the same way, this YouTube video which is there, right, you just add it once more. Okay, and let's click on embed. And once you do that, so I'm using Yoast. This is just something additional which you can do if you want. Should search engine follow links on this page, you can, I mean, leave that untouched, but mainly allow search engines to show this page in search results. Just click on no. Okay. And once you have embedded it, you can publish this page. Okay. But just make sure, okay, just make sure that you don't add this page to any menu. So you can see I have created a menu here, right? If you see the WordPress video, you can see how to add a menu and choose what should be shown. So in the menu, make sure that you don't add this particular new page. So if you just visit my website now, tell me if you can find this page that we just published. Are you able to find this? I have another previous post that you can find on my blog, but are you able to find this on my website? If you just visit directly, you will not be able to see it because I added a new page and I did not add it to a menu. So just remember, if you don't want to list it, there are basically two methods which I have shown you now. There is one more method, but I don't want to confuse you guys. So the simplest thing is add a new page, create a menu, don't add this page on the menu, and just, discourage search engines from indexing it. That's it. So let me know, those of you who have a different niche, are you guys clear? Are you okay with this now? Is this helpful? Can you proceed now? Yeah, even if you don't have Yoast, it's fine because I mean, it's okay. It's not going to rank so soon anyway, right? So it's not an issue. But let me know. Are you now fine? But just make sure that you add a menu. So anybody would like to see a repeat, please watch the recording. Yes, Newton, it's okay if you don't add content, but just make sure you write something basic so that it looks good. I mean, even like, when the review is being done and things like that, and you never know how this can be sort of, useful also. So basically, even I didn't write much when I just embedded, the Loom and Crisp video. I just wrote something very minimal. So it's not compulsory, but if you want, just add some content so it becomes like a good article for you also. So the topic is supposed to be yours, Ruchita. Cool, Newton, no problem. Great. Awesome. Awesome. Glad to know that, Newton. And Harsh says, I've made a blog post, written 300 words. I mean, Harsh, from the assignment perspective, yes, but ideally from your blog perspective, you should ideally write more. So, okay, guys, are we good to go? The first two questions are the major ones. I hope I've answered everybody's main queries around it. You've understood how to do it, understood all the tools. Let me know quickly in the chat box. Took some time to discuss that, but let me know. Writing blog is not compulsory, guys. Awesome. Sammy wrote 1120 words. That's brilliant. Good job. Good job. Great, great. Brilliant. Let's move on. So now you have to go ahead and create, an editorial calendar. Now, yes, Amandeep, you can do that as well. No problem. So now talking about an editorial calendar, it is nothing but, a list of all the topics that you will be talking about, or, basically publishing a blog post about in the coming days. So even if you are not actually publishing these many blog posts, it's fine, but at least make a calendar. Just think that, hey, if I was supposed to take my blog seriously, how many blogs would I be posting in the coming month? Now, some of you were asking that, my template is a bit different. Can I use that? Yes, you guys can go ahead and make any modifications. We have given you a template which you can use. You can see that, you can just add the author, the title, the content type, and the channel. And yes, Kapil, in the long run, and even if here you want to do it, you can. So my point here is it is not compulsory. You have to stick to the template that has been shared with you. You can modify it and say that, I am the only person who works on my blog. So I don't need the author column. So I deleted it. Maybe, I was deciding the titles. And what you can do is for all the days when you think you should be sharing a blog post, list down the titles over here, include the content type, and you can include the category. So if you want to add it for YouTube and all, you can add it, but minimum is that you add it for your blog for sure. So that's all you have to do. Decide the different things which will go. So wow, Ajay, that's awesome. 1500 words, brilliant. So once you finalize your calendar like this, so just click on share. Make sure that here you give the view access. Okay, make sure you give this, anyone with the link is a viewer, and then you copy that link and then you click done. So somebody is asking, how did you add that checkbox? Very simple. You just go to insert and click on tick box. Let me see where that went. Oops, I clicked on format. So this tick box, and once you just click, it is done. Yeah, Newton, no problem. You can do it. Yes, Hitinder, I will share this. Uh, yeah, Newton, no problem. You can do it. So let me know, guys, are you clear with the content calendar? Minimum is you list down the topics. Frequency is up to you if you want to write, once a week, twice a week, but just list down the topics. Don't say I will write only one blog post a month. At least one blog post a week you should, sort of include in this calendar, and then just share it with us and just add the link over here. Now let's move to the fourth question. And let's talk about this. So do some research on your niche and list out 3 websites that do good content marketing and mention why they are good, right? Now, an example of Ahrefs has already been given to you. And once that is done, you decide your niche. So say for example, we were checking out, blogs in digital marketing. What we can do is say that we want to do some competitor research. So you can either go and search best blogs on digital marketing and just read. I mean, if you already follow some blogs and you really love them, like WP Beginner is something which I have always loved, because they have literally a solution to almost every problem on WordPress. Like, they are that extensive, and it's really nice how they explain everything. Okay, like it is literally a beginner's guide for WordPress, and this is very true. So you can see it's a pretty nice website, so that's why I like them. And say that you know one website like WP Beginner, and once you find out that, you can go to spyfu.com, And here you can search. I mean, this is like a shortcut for you guys, but I mean, use it well. So just enter your competitor's website, and obviously you will not be able to unlock all the data. But if you come here, you can see that it gives you some suggestions. And I also just, check these out. And out of these, is it WP was a good website? So after you do all this, or if you already know which websites you like because of the content marketing which they do. Now, why do I say WP Beginner is a good content marketer? Because a lot of times when I have searched for WordPress queries, the link has been of WP Beginner, which means their content marketing is working well, right? And they're pretty good and well established. So anybody who you like for their content and the way they market it, even if you like it the way some other, say, any of your competitor does a good job at content marketing on other platforms also, you can write it. So yeah, it can be people's personal blogs also. It could have been also digitaldeepak.com, and that's also absolutely fine. So just list down three competitors and tell why is the kind of content they are publishing good content. So are we clear with question number 4, guys? Great. So Harsh is already sorted with his question. He's already given the answer. That's perfect. Good one. Yes, of course. This is related to your niche, Amandeep, definitely. So are we good to go, guys? All clear till here? 4 questions down. So Akila, in that case, you can find similar niches, if not the same one, where there will be some sort of competition. Okay, great. So let's move on to the 5th question, guys. If you are ready for question 5, please type 5 in the chat box. Great. So we have to here talk about the mass trust blueprint and relating it with our own personal branding journey. Yes, you need to refer to the video so that you can understand this concept better. So once you understand the concept, you come and fill it over here. So you have to write on whatever your niche is, or whatever you are trying to I mean learn about, or build your personal brand on. How did you learn it? So I just wrote, I learned digital marketing through various courses and through the Digital Deepak internship program. So no, you guys cannot change the order per se. Technically it's supposed to be in this order, but in case in your real life it has been in a different order, then you can, I mean, just keep the order the same, but you can write the experience over here. And if you want, you can also add the years. Say for example, I can write 2017 to 2019, and also add different timelines here. And again, this is optional, just in case you want to do it. Okay, so now what you can do is just type, I mean, I have done it related to digital marketing. So Pooja, if you don't have any experience, wherever you have experience, you can write those wherever it is. So this, I mean, this startup point, right? I have written that I am going to start a company called Let's Get Real. So you guys in assignment number 1 or 2 would have heard about skill stacking, right? Where you can also combine your niches. So that's ideally something which I would also like to do in the future, that I would like to combine my skills, where I'm very keen on having a community or a company where like I did a poll on my Instagram profile basically, and I asked people, hey, do you feel most empowered when you can completely be yourself? And I think a lot of people, in fact 90% of the people I still remember, said yes, I feel most empowered when I can be myself. Okay, so after that I felt that I would definitely want something which can actually allow people to really be themselves, in the sense that number one, they first accept themselves how they are, because I feel most of us really lag at that. And then after they are done with understanding who they are right now, they dive deeper into understanding who they really are. like we are who we are because of our experiences, past thoughts. So many people say so many things. Ideally, we are supposed to be running behind our future self, but more often than not, we end up defining ourselves by our past. So I know for a fact that, a lot of people do it. So then, I want something where maybe, people can go ahead and identify themselves, understand their true potential and stuff like that, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And along with that, I also, want to have something where people's skills are grown, because without skills, as much as you know yourself, how will you survive? So that is called still skill stacking, right? You just want to combine different skills and have certain things. So I'm not doing any of this right now, right? But this is something which is in the future. So I have put it in italics. So that's what you also have to do. If you have not done any of these things, say you have not provided any kind of consulting services, say you have not been mentoring, you can put it in italics and you can say, I will mentor, or I will provide my mentoring services to, individuals or coaches or whatever it is. So you can write it in the future tense basically. So if you have done something, you can do it. And I mean, write it like, yeah, I learned this, I worked as this, I blog at this website. So just write your primary website. Don't write medium.com. I mean, until and unless you are an extensive Medium blogger, just mention, I blog at this particular your website. And if your consulting is there, then you can say I provide these services. And I mean, as a consultant, I'm providing my mentoring services as a part of, the Digital Deepak internship program and the Premium Digital Marketing Club. So you can mention that. I mean, that's what I would mention if I was writing this technically. And again, startup, I'm going to start a company called Let's Get Real, which mentors and empowers people. And then if I mean, out of those people who are at least inclined towards digital marketing, then, sort of directing them back to this internship program. So anyhow it is, whatever it is, you have to write your story. So are you guys clear on what the mass trust blueprint is and how you have to go about it? Let me know quickly in the chat box. Great. Okay. Yes, absolutely. That's great, Harsh. Cool. So then you talk about the content empire blueprint. Okay, what this means is that when you are trying to, build a strong presence with your content, there are, a couple of things where you basically try to, grow your presence and stuff like that. So basically, even if you don't have any of this, okay, you can just at least think of a name. It's okay if you don't have. So right now, even I just have my blog, right? But I've still mentioned the tribe name and what the courses would be. So basically, the idea here is that you mention your blog here, which should not be a challenge because most of you will have it. Now, your tribe, right? Like, where did I get this name from? Of course, I own the domain, but I'm not really like working on it, right? So when I start up, I know that, I want something called Let's Get Real. And then I will think, okay, what will I call the community? What will I call? Like right now, you guys are called DD Troopers, or, we call the tribe as the Deep Tribe. Specifically for the internship, you are DD Troopers. But when you talk about the entire community, all of you guys who are part of Deepak's community, you are the Deep Tribe, right? That is what your tribe is. And if I had a tribe, it would be called, the Let's Get Real Club. And if I had courses, it would be under learn.letsgetreal.club or .in or .com, as you like it. Okay. So that is the idea here. And even in my case, none of these are real right now. They don't exist. But still, for the future, this is what I would like to have. This is what would be amazing to have. So you at least set the intention and you name your tribe and your courses. Like, where would you list them? So are we clear on question number 6? Yes, Rahul says we have to write our vision basically. That's exactly what you are doing. Yes, Preeti, you have an option. You can change the format. This is just an example. Yeah, that's okay, Shipra. I mean, you can have a blog under your website also. That's okay, Hitender. Even if your current blog is not what you want in the future, you can write the future name. That's fine. So tribe is basically, your community, which means that, you build a set of people who are a part of your group. Like you are a part of, Deepak's tribe, Deepak's community, basically. And there are other people also. Say if, you are maybe into, if you like cooking, then you'll be in a tribe where, you are in a Facebook group or on a WhatsApp group per se. But WhatsApp group is something which people just do in the beginning phase. But after that, when people scale, they go ahead and just basically create a community and they keep adding people and they keep adding value. So that is what your community and your tribe is. Yes, like-minded people, so that everybody can grow and upskill together. Yeah, people use Telegram also. So yes, all these things are compulsory to write even if you don't have them right now. Yes, meetup group also. Can we write sample? I didn't understand, Mayappan. Yeah. This is whatever you want. It's okay. Like it doesn't have to be an actual thing right now. Whatever you want in future also. Great. So yes, as Harsh was giving drum rolls, I read that. Now we talk about creating an outline for your ebook, right? I mean, it can be a real book also, but to get started, it would be great if you actually push yourself to publish it as an ebook at least. So now what you do is you create an outline for the ebook. It is best that great, awesome. Looking forward to that, Ajay. So now, oh wow, so before I say anything, so many of you have already decided your titles. That's nice. Anybody else who would like to, share the title of your books? I can read them out loud. So Ajay says, what happens with you in your childhood stays with you. Rahul says, learn from Rahul. Try Me by Shraddha. Okay, interesting. What else, guys? What else do you guys have in mind for your title? Introduction to the Outer Space Story Behind Shadow. Wow, that's too mind blowing and like crazy. From a 19-year-old's perspective, started when I was 19. Create ways to become successful, don't chase it. Wow, that's a great one, Newton. No wonder your name is Newton. Sovik says, journey of a blogger. Tanushri, think before you speak. Yes. Mayappan, success to digital marketing. Rima, pioneer chef anecdote. Shiva, real estate moving online. Silver linings are important. Ritika, my journey into the digital world. Ramya, nice. Learn and earn. Anybody else, or we'll move on quickly, guys? Let me know what is your title. Student Success Guide series, nice. Learn and earn. Real meditation uncovered, brilliant. Deepak. Anybody else? Don't think too much. Whatever it is, just write it. It's good. If we say it out loud, it's also like you feel it's becoming closer. Like imagine how nice it sounds like Health and Harmony by Poonam Chotai. Like just visualize, guys. Like this is what you can get close to. So that's great. Beyond and Within, nice. Nehar, My Journey, Adventure Playbook, Travel Advisor, Route Refine, Lifetime Juncture, Adventure Playbook. I said that. Everyone wants to write. How? I think everybody actually does want to write. Great. So that's what you have to do. I mean, I don't think I need to explain anything. Whatever book you really want to go ahead and write about, definitely make sure it's in your niche. It doesn't have to be on the same topic as the blog post, but at least the niche should be same. Okay? So just write the title. And once you have written the title, just mention that what is the book going to be about. And if you have to think of a framework, just it's again the same thing. When you write content, you think of who are you writing for and why should they read it, basically what will they benefit from it, and how will it change their lives. So just think of those things and give a short summary of what the book is going to be about, minimum 50 words. And after that, here just write the names of all the 10 chapters. That's it. Yes, I'm sure, Hitinder, and anybody who actually goes ahead and completes their book, you should share it with each other. Yes, yes, that's absolutely true. Don't, like you can't write stories. I mean, try to write something which will be helpful. Shraddha says she's so grateful for this question. That's amazing. Lot of things will happen, but yeah, this is ideally what you have to do with this particular assignment. So let me know. Are we clear? This is a pretty interesting one, I would say. And the main challenge is, actually doing it. So, no, Deepak, right now you don't have to mention the price. Awesome, Shraddha. Yes, मैं अपन only chapter headings. Definitely, Harsh, some other time. I never thought I'll write a book. Yes, exactly. I'm sure the Newton, even you'll go ahead write it. Oh, wow. So Ritika already writes books on Wattpad. That's awesome. Oh, so preface is not compulsory right now, Deepak. Brilliant, brilliant. So you also, I think, just give me one moment. Yeah. So you would have also seen that in your LMS, there is another sample assignment which has been shared by Deepak sir also. So Dr. Shraddha, if you actually publish a book, then you have to go to, like the publishing house and then they take care of all the formalities and things like that. So right now the idea is to just get the content ready. So I mean, for this particular assignment, there's also, a sample assignment. It is there in your LMS. Go through it, check it out. All the links and how you're supposed to do it. It is added there also. And you can also, take some reference and you can just, publish it. I mean, accordingly, you can take help from here also. That's okay, Akhila. That's not a problem. So yeah, this is pretty much it. Now let me know if you guys want to see how to add a subdirectory and a subdomain if you think it is not confusing. So first tell me if you have any more questions about this assignment, then we will think of those things. But okay. So if it's not self-explanatory, it's fine. The idea is that you should go ahead and just add different you know, titles and things like that. Subodh says this assignment from blog to book, it seems to be an awesome journey. That's great. And I think that's perfect. That's exactly what this assignment is. Okay, so let's also check the Slido questions. So let's see if anything is left. I think this is done. So right now the best is that you write content plans for your website and if required for social media. Yes, you can do that. So in the mind map, Deepak sir is talking in the mind map, Deepak sir is talking about in the Freak 5 video, there are tools and apps. So I mean, what exactly would you like to know about it? It's more like, I mean, if you see, for example, there's a website called, socialite.io, right? It's basically a free tool. But what do? They allow you to schedule your different social media posts and it's 100% free. And you will see that why are they free? They have mentioned it somewhere. They are basically free because they actually provide digital marketing services to, I mean, different kinds of, I think SMEs or something. I had just, seen that, yeah, here, right? So we generate revenue by running ads and promoting valuable products and services. And you can check out our services here. So what does this mean? In the top of the funnel, they are providing a free service, a free tool, 100% free social media scheduling tool. And that is the top of the funnel. When you come down to the funnel, they actually sell their services and different things. So that's what it means. Now, let me see. What are the questions? No, I mean, it's best that you see if you can do some more research. I would say you'll end up learning something new. Limit on words, no. Just see if you can in incognito, if you're not able to edit it, that means the link is fine. So ideally here, if you write something more on, like a learning perspective, that kind of book would be better. I think this is covered. Yeah, this is also absolutely fine. I think we covered this. This is done, covered. Okay, I think this is the only question you guys have about embedding and if the topic is different. Wow, really? Yeah, you can use a different format, no problem. This is not compulsory. I'm not sure. I can't really answer this without, I mean, or no, it doesn't have a single answer. Anytime there's an error, they will show you. So you can just check what the error says and just Google that error. You'll more often than not find it because Search Console is really common. I think this is covered too. So yeah, I think we are good to go with all these things. Let me know if you have any questions. So somebody is saying I'm very shy. So guys, if you are shy to make videos, right, I think this is the perfect time where you have to break it. So just when you are making the video, right, keep telling yourself that, okay, you know what? Nobody is going to watch the video. Just keep telling yourself that and just forget it and don't worry about anything. Just think that you are talking to yourself or explaining it to a friend. That's a second technique. We use it while writing. Just think that, okay, hey, my friend is asking me what is a customer avatar. Let me, explain it to her. So instead of explaining it to her, you are just making a video, but you are somewhere directing your focus on one person. So that will also actually, help you in getting some clarity basically. So Bharat, you can share your question here, right? If we didn't really cover it on Slido. I mean, instead of telling my question was not covered, you can just post it in the chat box, no problem. So you have to embed it on your website, Shipra, and then you have to, go ahead and share the link. Right, exactly. You might have to take a lot of retakes also, guys, and that should be fine. It shouldn't really, be a problem. So I'm building a personal brand. Yeah, I mean, that's what we covered, right? If you, okay, put video of my wife as that's the blog. I mean, put video of your wife in the sense I didn't really understand. Like, would she be the one talking or would you be the one talking? So the requirement is that you have to, be talking. If you talk on the topic on which if you talk on the topic on which a website is built, that's fine, but you need to be the one talking. Rahul says try to be real, it will help us. Yeah, by the way, how many of you would, I mean, find it interesting, the concept of let's get real and think that it's actually something cool? Who thinks so? Yes, Newton, it's pretty much done. Yes, I will just quickly also, I mean, we'll stop recording the session, but we will just talk about the feedback which people gave. So I happen to see a few feedbacks and we'll just quickly discuss that. And a lot of you guys had been asking about, what the Digital Marketing Club is. So if you guys would like, I can give you like a quick insight on that. You can't, I mean, the registrations aren't open right now, but if you guys want it. So that's what we'll do. We'll end the session. But before we do that, you can just, I mean, this was the previous post. You can just go here and just let me know what your feedback is. Okay, subdirectory, right? So let me open that for you. Let me get that also recorded in this video. And until then, this is where you can just share your feedback for today's session. And yeah, you guys wanted crisp, right? So fine, I'll just share it with a few people here. I'm not sure where it was. So Sovic subdirectory has basically two uses. If you can install a new WordPress website there, or you can, just include a plugin like Pretty Links, and then you can, I'll show you. In fact, I'll just share this document with you. using that, and I'll show you what a subdirectory just exactly does. Ajay says the webinar was crisp and the sound too, all thanks to Crisp. That's right. So let me get the link for you. Glad to know you guys found clarity on the webinar. You can let me know on the Facebook post. And I think, yeah. So make sure not all you guys sign up using the Crisp link. Just 2-3 of you sign up, and then just, I mean, and don't sign up using the same person's link also again and again. Just try to sign up with each other's links. It's really helpful that way. So what I will do is right now, I will also add the link here. Just write this much. And yeah, so one use of a subdirectory is, basically say this is my website and I want to, share this particular document with you. So what I can do is I can just copy this link first. And you take this, yeah. So see, this important setting is something which should be changed every time. Anyone with the link, copy it, done. So on my website, I have installed a plugin called Pretty Links. You can also install something called 301 Redirects. Pretty Links is something which people use more for affiliate marketing to track clicks and stuff like that. But right now you can see that, I'll just share this document with you in a different way so that you also learn something new and you can start using it for your website as well. So say, what is this? Assignment 5 worksheet, DD Troopers, right? So I've already copied the link. Keep the redirection as temporary. Target URL is the link I want to share here. And instead of this, I can just type B5 assignment 5. Okay. Yeah. And after that, if I just click on update, you can see the magic that once you now click on that link, you will be able to get the document. Yes. So that's what it does. That's basically, it just redirects it. And here in the directory, so basically, if you see, this is a directory which we have created, but we did not install WordPress. Okay. So if we want to install WordPress, so I can't show it to you on my website because I use WPX hosting, and WPX hosting makes like everything which I want. I just have to tell to their support and they will do it. But I also was like, it's important to, have these basic ones also. And honestly, earlier, even I would not use WPX, I would also use basic hosting. So that's absolutely fine. So I do have another website hosted on Namecheap where I can access the cPanel and quickly show you how you can install a sub directory. Okay. So let me just get that link ready. I mean, let me open my cPanel, let me enter my password and everything, and then I'll just share my screen and show you about a subdirectory. So subdirectory is important when, say, if you go to kamnajain.com/tools, that's a subdirectory where I have installed WordPress. It helps in the way that if, you want to have things like when your niche is different from the video you are posting, it actually helps. So if you see, I have logged into the cPanel here of my website, which is just a like website right now, nothing there. Let's get real.club. So here, when you go, you have an option called, I think, let's see, where did it go? Yeah. You can just go to, something called either subdomains. That is also something which you can do. So before we actually go to directory, I'll also show you subdomain. So subdomain is also somewhere where you can install another WordPress. So when we discussed the WordPress week, I think we did it on demo.hightraffic hightrafficblog.com. So you can see that before, when hightrafficblog.com is the main website, before that, if we add something, it is a subdomain. If we have something like kamnajain.com/tools, this is a subdirectory. So this is a subdomain and this is a subdirectory. That is the difference. You can install WordPress, like another WordPress apart from your website, on both a subdomain. So if, I mean, this is just a bit of a complex information, you don't need it for this assignment, just sharing it because I mean it might just help anybody. So you can see that this WordPress is different from the main website of High Traffic Blog. So this is a subdomain and this is a subdirectory, which is also different from the main website. So right now, if you want a subdomain, I can just add something like add, this is the subdomain. So the website basically would be add.letsgetreal.club. And once I do that, I can just create it. That's the first step. And once you do that, it's like, you have created a new space. And in that new space, just like you purchase the domain and set up WordPress, you now add, a different WordPress on this subdomain as well. So you can see that the subdomain has been created. So once you create it, go search for, the Softalicious or whatever it's pronounced WordPress installer. Okay. So go here, and as you have done it normally, right? Just click on this install. And because you have created the subdomain, you will see that, we have an additional option here. You can see that automatically add.letsgetreal.club has been formed here. I can install a WordPress, and just how create demo.hightrafficblog.com is there, add.letsgetreal.club will also become a place where I can have a different WordPress. So are you guys clear about the subdomain, like at least understanding what it is, subdomain, and how you can install a different WordPress there? So if you want to, create a subdomain for your website, and, if your website is different where you're working for the entire internship, you can use a different subdomain. And what happens with a subdomain is the, I would say, authority of your main website. Now, if High Traffic Blog is doing well, okay, what happens is the same authority is not passed to demo.hightrafficblog.com because it is a different subdomain. But say that, hightrafficblog.com is doing well, and if I had one more, sub directory at hightrafficblog.com/tools, then the domain authority of hightrafficblog.com also helps the subdomain, I mean subdirectory. So for subdomain, the benefit is not passed on, but for subdirectory, it is passed on. So now say you want to add a subdirectory like kamnajain.com/tools. It's very simple. Just go ahead. So Khalil, it might take some time. Like you saw, I did it right now and it got created. So just make sure that, you give it some time. Yes, you can, practice on different things and it does not affect your main website. So all you have to do to install a sub directory, like it's so confusing to keep repeating it together. So to add a sub directory, it's very simple. Just go to WordPress, click on install, and here when I am installing something, I will just add a directory here, say tools. So if I just click on install, I will get another new WordPress at https://letsgetreal.club/tools. So that's all I have to do. And one important point, then you'll be like, hey, that way I can build unlimited websites. But no, when you're purchasing hosting, you get something called databases. Okay, now let me see. Yeah, so you can see that I have 50 databases and I'm using just 2. So for letsgetreal.club, I created, right, I have a subdomain or something, I think create.letsgetreal.club. So if I just create a subdomain, the database is not used. The database goes into use when I install WordPress. So let me see if I have a WordPress here. So I think I deleted it, but only, so in fact, let's check it here. Okay, let's see where WordPress is installed. Yeah, create.letsgetreal.club and letsgetreal.club. So these are the two websites where I have installed WordPress. All that I showed you, I did not install WordPress. So my database did not go into use. So only if you install WordPress, it's like a database is being used. So depending on the number of databases your host gives you, that's the number of WordPress installations you can do on your websites. So let me know if you guys are clear. And same thing for the subdomain, they will have some restrictions. So you have to, before doing any of this, check with your hosting website, how many subdomains are they giving you? How many databases are they giving you? Yes, as a beginner, it might be confusing, but I felt that, tomorrow when you need it, if you come back, it might be helpful. This is not related to assignment. It's just that if you want to have a different WordPress, which does not affect your website, because a lot of you are saying, hey, my main website is different, I want to practice things about the internship. So go ahead, install a different directory, subdirectory, or subdomain. That's what you have to do. So I hope this was useful. I'll just end the recording because I mean, let's not make it too long. If you guys would like, we'll just quickly discuss the feedback which you guys have had, and I'll just show you because I felt that, the Digital Marketing Club actually solves a lot of the things which you have and whatever it is. So let me just end this particular recording. Give me 1 second.